Hi. Um, Welcome to my Patreon. um, as you can probably tell, I'm very low energy right now. I'm straight up not having a good time. So, that would be why. Um, I was just crying a few minutes ago, so I probably will cry during this video. Maybe. I don't know. I might not. We'll see. Um, but today I wanted to talk about a little thing called executive dysfunction, which is something that a lot of people with ADHD experience. Um, and just like to sum up what that is basically like your brain has a hard time like prioritizing things. You have a hard time with like time management. You constantly lose, you're losing stuff. You have a hard time with organization, all that stuff, whatever. For me, one of my biggest things, for starters, okay, it doesn't usually show up as bad when I'm working, because that's one of those things, and I don't know what this is called. I don't know if there's even a name for it, but that's one of those things that like my brain switches. It's easier for me to like mask and not show, you know, my mental illnesses and things when I'm at work. Well, most of the time, because in my mind, I'm like, this is my job. I have to do this to be able to make money. I have to make money to be able to pay my bills. So I have to be as on my game as possible. So it, for the most part, doesn't come out as much when I'm working. But when I'm at home and there's nobody like dictating how my day is supposed to go, what exactly I'm supposed to get done. Like my household is run by me and I don't have that extra pressure basically, then it comes out. And for me, it's things like, and I saw somebody do a TikTok that explained it perfectly and was basically saying like, well, I'm really hungry. I need to get up and make something to eat. But I'm kind of rank, like I smell kind of bad. I need to really take a shower because I cannot focus if I'm smelling like this. But in order to take a shower, I really need to clean the bathtub. And I don't have enough energy to clean the bathtub right now. So I'm gonna need to get some food in my system. So let's go into the kitchen. Oh, but guess what? There's dishes. I gotta wash the dishes to be able to eat breakfast. And in order to wash the dishes, I gotta get dish soap, which means I'm gonna have to go to the store. But in order to go to the store, I have to bathe. So then it's just like a constant, like, you're going in circles with yourself. And sometimes, a lot of times for me, nothing gets done because I'm like, there's too many things. There's too many things. And like the first thought of it, I'm like, I'm already overwhelmed because that's a lot of stuff to do. Like, I want to get as much of it done as possible, but that's a lot. And probably about 10-15 minutes ago, I was in my kitchen just standing in there for like 10 minutes trying to get my brain to let me make myself something to eat. The time is now, what time is it? Well, I don't know. It's after 5 o'clock. I haven't had anything to eat. I drank too much last night. I was a little bit hungover. I threw up this morning. I've had a few sips of water and I've had about half of this little zero sugar Coca-Cola. So that's nice, I guess. But like, I just couldn't get my brain. Sorry, there was a hair in my mouth. Ew, sorry. Um, I couldn't get my brain to let me focus enough to like do one thing at a time so that I could eat. So I guess I'm gonna try again a little bit later, but like the thought of it right now, like I'm about to cry because the thought of it right now is just like, I'm overwhelmed. The kitchen is dirty. I don't know what I even want to eat. It's not like I really have that many options in there anyway. So you would think that that would make it easier for me. It doesn't. Um, but yeah. So that's another thing. Like the first video that I posted was about cleaning, and executive dysfunction shows itself in that a lot, because like I'm sitting in my bedroom right now and I keep looking around because I'm like looking at all the stuff that's in here that's just like there's just shit everywhere and I don't know where to start. And I've like some days, you know, recently, like within the past couple of months, I've been able to get myself to like just kind of relax, like take the pressure off of myself and be like, you know, I know it's a lot, but like, let's just break it down. Like, don't feel pressured to get all of it done in one sitting. Don't feel pressured to get it all done in one day or in a certain amount of days. Just like take each day as it comes. But it gets frustrating when I'm looking at the same old shit every day. It's frustrating when I can't find stuff. It's frustrating when there's stuff in the way and I'm tripping over stuff. It's frustrating when one of my friends wants to come over and I have to tell them, no, you can't come over because my apartment looks like shit. They always tell me that they don't care. They don't understand the full extent of what it actually looks like. And that's on purpose. Like, you're not coming in here with what it looks like because I'm not okay with you witnessing my like I don't enjoy living like that. And that's another thing that is a misconception. Or is that what I meant to say? I don't know. People make assumptions about people with depression that have what we call depression dens, where basically your house looks a fucking mess. Like there's shit everywhere. Clothes, shoes, trash, you name it is just everywhere. Like people think that we enjoy our homes looking like a pigsty. And that's not true. I don't enjoy mess. I don't enjoy clutter. It makes me feel worse. But most days I just don't have the energy. I don't have the capacity to get it to where it needs to be so that I can feel comfortable living in my environment. And, you know, people will ask, well, I'll help you. Why don't you let me help you? You know, I'm offering the help. Why don't you let me? Because I don't want you to see what it actually looks like. And like, okay, yeah, maybe I should let somebody help me, but I don't. I'm too embarrassed. Um, I'm too embarrassed, and also I get anxious when I'm trying to clean up anyway, and I get very easily frustrated because there's just so much happening. And so if there's another person that doesn't already know my stuff, doesn't already know my clutter, doesn't already know what I would want to do with things, and they're having to ask me questions, it makes it more frustrating, and it pushes me to a point where I just want to give up. And I'm afraid that the person is going to see that as me having an attitude and me being ungrateful for the help that they're trying to provide. And that's not it at all. I just am neurodivergent. Like I don't, you know, so I'm still just trying to take it one day at a time and take it one step at a time and just try to do what I can and leave it at that. But it's And I'm hungry. I'm starving. And you know, the whole like food thing is normally not this big of an issue. The only reason that it's as big of an issue as it is right now is because for basically the entire month of May, I have not been working. I have not had a job for almost the entire month. And that means that I have not had income. If I did, I most likely would just be ordering food, because it's not necessarily that I have an issue eating. Most of the time it's just that I have an issue making the food, because that costs energy. I have to use spoons that I most likely don't have to. If you're confused about what spoons are, I explained in my last video. Spoons is basically just like a way to describe like how much energy you have to like be able to do stuff, whatever. Yeah, but that's the issue. And if I can just order something and I don't have to go into the kitchen and make it and then worry about having to wash dishes, or I don't have to like physically go outside and get in the car and go somewhere to get it, unless I'm going with someone else, then it's, you know, whatever. But if I'm doing it by myself, I could just order food. I could just get on Postmates, Grubhub, whatever, DoorDash, whatever, and have it delivered to me. And then I don't have to worry about all the cleanup. I don't have to worry about how long it's going to take to make the food. And then another thing about cooking is a lot of times, and I think it's just like because I've used my spoon to cook, I don't have enough energy to eat it. But a lot of times after I'm done cooking the food, then I'm like, I can't eat this. I don't have that. Like, I don't have the energy to feed myself now, because I used the energy that I was going to use to eat to cook the food. It's like, it's just really driving me over the edge. And I'm trying to like be patient and calm myself down and not get discouraged and yada yada yada, and be like, you know what, I'm gonna find a job. It's gonna pay well. It's gonna pay me what I deserve, and then I'll, you know, will have the time and the energy and the resources to do everything that I need to do. I'm trying really hard, but it's very difficult. And that this month has been harder than a lot of months have been for me, and that is the reason why. It's because I have not been working. And trust me, I'm trying to find a job. I would like to not lose my home. I'd like to not lose my car. I'd like to not lose my insurance. I'd like for my phone to stay on. I'd like to be able to eat. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to be able to buy toilet paper and not have to ask somebody for the money to buy toilet paper. I want to be able to go on vacation with my friends and not have to worry about who's going to pay for me and be feeling bad because I didn't have enough money to do all of what my part was supposed to be. And that's like, it's like little things, but it's like, it's frustrating and it makes me sad, but it makes me even more anxious. And a lot of times my anxiety comes out as irritability. And so then people are thinking like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, it's not that I'm mad. It's not that you did something. I'm just having an anxiety attack that's lasted the last few days, and I'm not coping very well. So it's coming out in other ways, and I'm so sorry because it's not your fault. But here we are. Well, anyway, this went in a few directions that I didn't intend for it to go, but you know what? Fuck it. Oh well. Whatever. We're here now. On the other hand, my skin kind of looks... Nope. I was gonna say my skin looks okay, but I just felt my face and it's like, you need to do your skincare routine, which won't be happening because I don't have enough energy to do it. So I guess I'm gonna go look for a job. I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I don't think I have anything else. So I will see y'all next time.